Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final race of Harakiri GT3 Series. We are in the United States of America at a track called Laguna Seca, and we are not here alone. And then welcome my co-commentator for tonight, Jan Maxa.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Thanks for invitation.
So, what can we expect today? As you can see, we are already in qualification. There is slightly more than 11 minutes left. Because there is only 17 drivers for the final race, we have decided to shorten both actually, the qualification and the race. So we have only 15 minutes quali and 60 minutes long race. The mandatory pit stop rule stayed, so that's still happening, so that will maybe spicing up the race at least a little bit. Basically, we know who will win the championship. We even know who's gonna be second, but what we don't know is who is gonna be third. It is going to be either Jan Lomianski or Martin Lorenz, or eventually, well, that would be no, that would be not really realistic, but Ondra Kapper could be third as well, if I'm doing my math right.
Yeah, should Lomianski and Lorenz not finish, then Ondra Kapper could
yeah,
be potentially three.
Yeah, basically, yeah, like this, yes. So if Ondra wins tonight and Nano with Lorenz will not finish, then we will have a new face on the podium in another Harakiri championship.
It would be not suspicious at all if a certain red Ferrari would kill a blue Lamborghini and a certain McLaren today.
Yeah, well, someone would most likely notice this. That would be really weird, I guess. But let's
anything can happen.
Yeah, well, please don't. Let's go through the grid, shall we? So, as the qualification is already ongoing, the provisional pole position currently holds Tomáš Tlstovič, so the guy who is going to finish second in the championship after, well, I would say very unlucky race at that was Spa, if I remember correctly, when Tomáš was involved in the accident at the beginning of the race, and then two other accidents, I guess, during the race. And solid finishes in the other races. He was first at Suzuka, third and Kyalami, and then fourth at Monza and fourth at Brands Hatch. Currently sitting on the pole for today's race. Martin Lorenz, currently P2 in the quali. He's losing not even 3/10 to Tlstovič, which is not that much, and we still have, what, 8.5 minutes. Martin Lorenz, currently P4 in the championship. He won the last two races, so Brands Hatch and Monza. He was fifth at Kyalami, and he didn't race at Spa nor Suzuka. So with two drop rounds, basically, he's still actually fighting for P3 in the championship. So that's an impressive result by Lorenz. Third, Ondra Kapper. Yeah, sorry, keep going.
Oh, nothing, keep going. You're introducing us to the field. I just wanted to say that it seems that Philip Breaker couldn't be bothered with qualifying today.
Looks like, yeah. Well, he's on the track. And
okay,
he's
so
setting P3, yeah.
he is bothered with qualifying.
Yeah.
Okay, he just crossed the line. Okay, my bad. Damn it.
Well,
I was wrong.
he jumped Capre, which is obviously helping Lorenz, but most importantly, he jumped Lomianski, and that's what Martin Lorenz needs the most. He needs to build a gap between him and Lomianski, so we will see how that goes. So then we have Michal Vesely, who's currently causing yellow flag. That's just, I guess, end of this quali lap, and he will try to set a new one. Then we have Jan Lomianski. We already talked about him fighting for the P3 in the championship. Currently sitting on the P3 with one podium, and that was Suzuka when he finished P3, and then twice 6th place and once 5th place. And very unlucky race at Kyalami where he finished 24. So
yeah, I remember that one since I was broadcasting it. It was, I think, unlucky is understatement of what was going on in that race for Jan Lomianski.
Then we have Misha Stubnia, a guy who never misses a race. So he is here at Laguna Seca as well. Misha is currently P9 in the championship. His best result this year was P6, and that was Kyalami. Then Stepan Urbanec. Stepan is currently P15 in the championship. He did not finish the first 2 races, sadly for him, and finished 7th at Brands Hatch, which was his best result so far. He can and most likely will jump Lukáš Píš. He's currently P14 and he's not racing today, so Stepan has a good chance to actually score some solid points today and jump in the championship standings. Edo Kopše, one of the, I think, 8 or 9 Slovenian drivers who actually joined this championship. Edo is still holding the Slovenian flag high as the last Slovenian driver on the grid currently, and I mean last participating driver on the grid. Currently sitting P10 on the quali, and in the championship. I can't really find him, to be honest. P16. Okay, P16. So actually we have another fight for position because he's only 1 point behind Stepan Urbanec. So that's another pair of drivers which we should keep an eye on. So Urbanec versus Kopše starting right now, actually P9 and P10. Yeah. Ooh, it's gonna be tense.
And it's very easy to do a mistake on Laguna Seca because the track is quite hard, because there's not much of like a runoff area, so one mistake you just catch the stand and it's...
And then your lap is destroyed, huh?
Yeah, it's a code brown.
Especially exit of this corner where Edo Kopše right now is, or was. I used to always struggle in this corner at the exit when you were too aggressive on the throttle and lost a grip at the curb, or the outside curb. It was easily to crash the car there. It was back on the older version of the game with the 911 GT3, which I was driving. So let's see whether drivers will be more skilled or more lucky than I was when I was racing here. Samikal, P11 currently for the Finnish driver. Then we have also Matěj Bareš, Ondra Batěk, who will be starting from the pits since he got the penalty from the last race. David Kraft, one of the several Jamaica bobsled team members. Basically same story as Edo Kopše. David was left by his teammates as the only Jamaica bobsled team driver in this race. Currently was jumped by Láďa Baborák from JJ Racing. And then we have Juraj Cvenček, who is currently spinning, especially exactly in that corner I was talking about, with his BMW.
I think if I remember correctly, there's a nice clip from this corner with Uri in it. I'm not sure.
Let's see what
In a
happened.
Bentley.
Okay.
Ah.
Oh wait,
yeah.
there was a.
Did you see the Ferrari going
Yeah,
through the
there was.
rearview mirror?
That was Misha Stubner.
There was.
Okay, interesting.
What the heck did just happen?
No, actually it was 107 and 20 and 52. Number 52 is.
There's definitely not Misha.
There is no. Ah, there was Onderkapper. Wait, I can't
Ferrari
seem
was,
to choose. The
the
Ferrari,
Ferrari
was
was green.
Yeah,
It's not green.
that's not. But if we look at the replay. Okay, there was another incident then. Ooh, painful. But we didn't see this incident from the replay before, so I guess Uri had some connection issues. And okay, well.
I can maybe take a look in my game and try to find out who was that mysterious green Ferrari.
Kuba Chachala, the currently P17. Yeah, against All Odds Racing. We will see how he finishes this race. As far as I remember, he had a good race, at least. Nope, then I remember it wrong. One DNF, one DNS, and then P29, 23, and 21. He still can, and most likely will, score some points today and jump few positions higher. Because, yeah, as we already said, many people actually, or many drivers, decided to skip the season finale. But we'll see.
I'd say that Laguna Seca is not the most driver favorite.
Well, that's an understatement. So many people seem to hate this track. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Well, but we are looking at Martin Lorenz. Sorry for interrupting, but we have 10 seconds left in the quali. Martin Lorenz is currently P1 and managed to start another timed lap. Only 15 thousandths of a second behind him is Tomáš Tostovič.
And only 8 hundredths of second is a Philip Breaker.
Great stuff. Top 3 drivers within the 1/10 of a second.
But
that's amazing.
Philip won't improve, for certain.
But let's see what Tomáš, because Tomáš has a green delta.
Yeah, but so does Martin.
Yeah.
So it depends.
But Tomáš will. Tomáš will
depends
not.
whose delta is greener.
Yeah, it looks like Martin's delta is way greener because currently he has actually more than a 1.5 tenth on the delta. We will see. He's now in the famous corkscrew corner. Yeah.
Very easy to screw that up.
Good pun. Currently more than 2/10 of a second, so I guess Martin will, whether he decides to finish this lap, yes. So he will stay first, that's for sure. Let's just see what the final time will be, and he will actually gap the other drivers quite a lot because he set the pole position 1 minute 21 seconds and 785 thousandths of a second. So that's the pole position for Martin Lorenz in the final race. Let me just quickly jump to the game and we are back. So pole position for Martin Lorenz, Tomáš Tostovič P2, Filip Brecha P3, 4th then Michal Veselý, 5th Ondra Kapper, Misha Stubňa P6, and P7 is Jan Lomianski. This doesn't look good for Lomianski, I would say.
Well, actually, it's quite interesting because, as you can see, you have in the top 4, you have 2 RCI cars and 2 Nugosu cars.
Ooh.
So there could be some possible team cooperation going on there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we will see some team orders.
I know that Martin and Philip aren't in the same team exactly, but it's still RCI Sport. So
Well, for this team, I would call it the same team. Yeah, I mean, we've seen it in the last in the previous race at Brands Hatch that when I think it was Vesely who let Tlustovic go without any fight, and I'm pretty sure that Filip Brecha, if he manages to actually overtake Tlustovic at the beginning of the race, he will be defending very hard to allow Lorenz to build some gap. He might not need his help actually, because he seems to be extremely fast as always. But still, I mean, it is good to have a backup, right?
Yeah, and it's quite hard to overtake on Laguna Seca because you have to prepare it. It's not exactly like straight lines everywhere. It's even the longest straight isn't straight, and it's uphill. So it's definitely not straight.
Yeah.
Now, how was it in Grand Tour?
On the Ebola
it isn't straight or something like that. Yeah, on the Ebola, it isn't straight. Was the straight there?
Yeah. Not so straight, would say.
Yeah.
Well, Stepan Urbanec right in front of Edo Kopše, which is fight for position, P9 and P10 in the quali.
Yeah. And a fight for a championship position as well.
Yes, that's exactly what I meant. That's gonna be interesting, and let's see where David Kraft is, because David has 14 points in the championship. So basically, he's fighting with Kuba Chachala, sorry. And also P16, P17 here in the quali. They will gain one position because Ondra Batek will start from the pits, but
will he?
Yeah, well, he will. You see, he's there.
Yeah, okay, yeah, he's there. No more questions there.
Yeah, well, we talked about it before the race, so. And off we go to the formation lap. So, what do you guess? Like 17 cars on the grid. Will we see a mayhem in the lap 1?
I think turn 1 and 2 on Laguna could be pretty difficult in the beginning of the race, because it's tightening, 2 apex, etc.
And it's very easy to overshoot the braking point.
Huh? Yeah, because it's downhill and you have cold tires and everything. So it could be difficult. This corner is difficult side by side, and we'll see. To be honest, I have no idea how the BOP looks there right now.
I think nobody does, because nobody is actually driving on this track. So
yeah, it could be. You could be right, but I don't know about like the top speed, etc. Actually, on the main, it isn't straight. The uphill section, it's a lot about the engine power. You can overtake there with cars that has more grunt in like the middle speeds, because you actually don't reach top speeds here. Like I don't remember how fast they're going. I can look. I can't because they are in the formation lap. Yeah. But I think like 250, 260 at max before the braking. So it's
not so much, huh?
Not like the usual top speed we have. And it's all about the low speed acceleration from the last corner and the grunt up the hill. So I think the Lamborghini could have an edge there, because it's strong in exactly those parts of the track, like the exits of the corners and
we don't
acceleration.
See any Porsche on the grid. Porsche used to be very strong here at the previous version of the game.
The previous one, I think Lambo is the fastest here now, but I'm not sure.
You know, nobody knows. I mean, the track was even cancelled on LFM, so.
Yeah, that's true, because there was some, I think.
Yeah, there is some bug which we tested and it didn't happen, so we decided to keep it in the calendar.
But the drivers are nearing the last corner of the track. Actually, have you ever wondered what are the names of those tracks?
The corners
on Laguna Seca.
Yeah.
Apart from corkscrew, I have no idea.
I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up.
But everything is ready, and we are about to start the final race of the season. And the race was just started. Solid start for Lorenz. Tlustovic is defending P2. Brecha also trying to get an advantage there. Kapper is attacking Vesely. There is Vesely taking very wide line in the first corners. Looks like we survived without a crash. We can see Stepan Urbanec, who was trying to overtake Mišo Štubňa, but didn't succeed and lost the position. Edo Kopček got in front of him. Stepan Urbanec, currently P9. Samikal is fighting with Luboš Nevesely and losing the fight, and Nevesely is moving to P10. Here we can see Juraj Cvenček attacking and gaining advantage over David Kraft and moving to P13. At the beginning, or at the first position, nothing has changed. So Lorenz first, Tlustovic second, Brecha third. Ondra Kapper gained one position when he overtook Vesely. And Jan Lomianski managed to overtake Štubňa. So pretty good start for the top 3 or top 4 guys currently. Not so good opening corners for Matej Bareš, who lost already 4 positions and is currently fighting his teammate actually for P15. Luboš Nevesely also not a good start of the race, and we see Edo Kopče, who made a mistake in the last corner, and he lost position to Stepan Urbanec and currently losing the championship to him actually.
By the way, I tried to look up the corners, but there are like 2 of them have names, or 3, apart from Corkscrew.
And we can see Láďa Baburák overtaking Juraj Cvenček into the second corner. Juraj is struggling a bit, I would say. I guess he didn't practice at all. He's just searching where to brake, where to turn.
There is possibility that if you don't like the track, you try to limit the track time on minimum. Just why hurt yourself? Like.
So let's keep an eye on this one. Tomáš Tlustovič is not able to actually follow Lorenz that closely. The gap is already a second.
Yeah, it seems that Martin Lorenz is managing to pull away from Tomáš Tlustovič, which will probably have to defend from Brecha. We could see on the start that Brecha was trying to be aggressive behind, like sticking to his bumper, but he couldn't defend the second position or get it.
Yeah.
So let's see. Now is the run up the hill on the It Isn't Straight.
Also, I think it'll be interesting to actually see what Ondra Kapper will do, because in the practice, especially at least on the practice server, he was one of the fastest car, and he was constantly faster than Brecha. But in the quali and now, it doesn't really look like that anymore. So we will see. Well, we still have what, 56 minutes left. We are in the third lap, so plenty of time to actually do something with that. Same goes for Edo Kopče, who is currently still trying to get back on Urbanec and gain the P8 back. Juraj Cvenček is overtaking.
There was just move from Edo Kopče to Stepan Urbanec. Stepan
Urbanec crashed. Oh,
a mistake, and Luboš Nevesely is
like also Pegasus, caught up in the situation.
It looked like Pegasus tracks. Was basically following the Lambo in front of him.
See what happened. Looks like, yeah, Urbanec was wide on the exit, and same for Nevesely. Oh my god, that's really unfortunate. Nevesely also hit the barrier. Stepan Urbanec managed to save it from that, but he is currently P15, and this is good news for Edo Kopče, but I guess not the way he wanted it.
Yeah, it's very easy to do a mistake here, so it's anything can happen still. It's still 55 minutes.
Láďa Baburák currently P11, actually still kind of keeping up with Cvenček over the last lap.
Yeah, it seems that Juraj is struggling here. Even with, like, considering to do spins in the qualifying.
And Samikal in the troubles, because he was just overtaken by Cvenček without any fight. Let's see what happens.
I had to guess it would be the inside curb in the
outside.
Oh no, actually,
but he managed to save it, huh?
Yeah. I'm on this curb here, but
yeah, that one is also good.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And watch out, Brecha also
What happened?
lost. I think he lost it at the exit.
Yeah, it seems like he was on his own. So it was.
Oh, he hit the inside curve.
Yeah, or bottomed up in there.
Yeah, and then lost it at the exit. Almost took out actually Kapper and Vesely. And now he is stuck behind Lomianski, so we will see a fight for the P5. And Brecha is not waiting. Okay, he is waiting.
Yeah, he is, but I think he will have a top speed advantage here.
Yeah.
But let's see. By the way, I have a great idea for you. It's a fight between Vesely and Vesely. It'd be great stuff to comment.
Yes, it's true. This joke doesn't really translate well to English, but it's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Brecha has top speed advantage, actually. 234 against 228.
Okay, so I was guessing 260, but they're doing like 220, 234 is the highest top speed we had since the beginning, and it's a Brecha.
In the slipstream.
I'm guessing because of the slipstream in this lap, but still, it's 30 kilometers lower than what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's obvious that the BMW has the advantage because Edo Kopše 233, Juraj Svenček 232.
And Brecha again touched the sand at the exit of the corner. He's really pushing there, and
he's bottoming it down there.
Yeah, he was trying different setups. I talked to him just before the race. He was not really happy with the setup he had. And he was complaining a lot that the BMW is just too long and to understeer everywhere. Watch out for Kraft also made a mistake. That's the exit from the corkscrew. Whoopa! He outbraked himself, and
but it was actually the best thing he could do in the.
This was slightly worse.
yeah, it's bumpy there. It's bumpy. It's very hard.
It looks like he quit. Okay,
there.
David Kraft quit the race, so we already have one DNF. Let's go back to the fight for P5 because Brecha is still catching on Lomianski, and Stubnia isn't far either. However, behind him there is quite a big gap, more than almost 3 seconds. So Misha actually has. Yeah, he can focus on the fight ahead of him. Doesn't have to defend.
But despite what it looked like in the beginning, Tomáš Tlostovič is managing to keep the gap on 9/10. So Martin Lawrence stopped pulling away, and based on his lap times, it doesn't seem like he deliberately slowed down.
Yeah, it looks like it was a mistake. It was invalid. His last lap was invalid. Maybe he was somewhere a little bit wide on the exit.
Yeah, and 4/10's like slower than his best lap, so we'll see. But right now the gap looks stable.
So what about now? 22.3 and 22.4. Yeah, well, Tlostovič definitely isn't slow. He's actually holding up pretty well.
Yeah, but he's still losing like 1 or 2 tenths per lap because the gap is now 1.1
That's not
second.
that bad, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it's not.
Losing one tenth per lap to Lawrence, I think that's actually quite a good result for everyone. What about here? Well, Brecha has the advantage of top speed, but still doesn't seem to find a way how to get ahead of Lomianski. Meanwhile, Misha Stubnia closed the gap even more, and he actually gained 4 tenths on Brecha in the last lap.
Yeah, and also Vesely is 5 tenths behind Kapper, so
also catching. Yeah, very similar lap time in the previous lap, but Vesely was slightly faster. So we will see how this turns out.
It could be the slipstream basically.
Yeah,
because the difference is like 0.04 of a second, so that could be a slipstream.
Yeah.
Brecha is 2 tenths, 2 to 3 tenths behind Lomianski right now, but the gap seems stable for now. No.
And Misha Stubnia lost like 6 tenths.
Top speed advantage is not as big here because the it isn't straight, it's quite short.
Yeah, we can see that Vesely is actually quite close to Capra, and Lomianski and Brecha are catching them.
It seems that the Ferrari has a better exit from the first sequence of corners. It's called, I think, Andretti's hairpin or something like that. Yes, Andretti hairpin. Actually, one of 3 corners with name here.
Yeah, maybe they were not that
and
creative with the names, huh?
Yeah, and this uphill section is called the Rahal Straight. This small patch of tarmac is straight.
Okay. Well, not how would I call it, but okay.
Well, yeah.
But let's come here because there is a fight for position. Very actually elbows out kind of fight, but Vesely managed to get P3. Let's see the attack. Opa, okay. That was...
may even not be contact there.
I think there was actually.
Yeah, it looked like, but
according to the log, there was a contact.
Ah, okay. So.
Yeah, so we'll see.
And Lomianski is 1/10 behind.
Yeah,
okay. And
because that slowed Capra down quite a lot, and now Lomianski is attacking as well. Capra has the advantage of the inside of the next corner.
But Brecha could profit from this. And no, he won't try
he's gonna
it.
wait, yeah.
He's gonna wait.
Capra just had... It looked like very actually bad way how to get through the corner, but it was extremely fast. Now Lomianski has to defend. Brecha is trying it on the outside, but that will not stick, and Stubnia just joined the fight. So now we have Lomianski, Brecha and Stubnia, all 3 of them fighting together for P5, 6 and 7. This gives Capra a chance to catch some breath and get away from them, which is doing very well actually.
And there's one more variable in this race, and that's track limits, because it's actually not that hard to get to drive to Laguna Seca. It's the uphill left-hand corner.
And Brecha is trying to attack in the last corner.
Attacking in the last corner. That was
Lomianski wanted to go for the switchback, but yeah, as we talked about it, the BMW is quite long, and there was no room for a switchback. Now Stubnia is going to attack from the outside? No.
Yeah, okay. It's like waiting on a rail crossing, waiting for the train to pass by. That's BMW and still BMW.
So Lomianski right now is holding the P6, and Brecha's next target is actually Capra on P4. We'll see whether Jan Lomianski will actually manage to keep, or more like close the gap to Brecha, because the gap is almost a second now, or whether Brecha will actually be faster and manage to pull away.
Yeah, Lomianski will have to defend now, I think.
Yeah. Tomáš Tostovič is already losing more than 2 seconds to Lorenz, so yeah, Lorenz is actually driving there alone. Also, the strategy might play some role. Maybe we'll see someone who will be not changing the tires.
Yeah, I remember the Nugosu guys, Lomianski and Vesely, or no, Tlstovic and Vesely not changing the tires on Kyalami and doing the splash and dash in the end, and it was only, it's the tire change mandatory here or not? No. So they were doing it on Kyalami, which is like it was 80 minutes, and they were stopping, I think, 10 to 12 minutes before the end, just for the gas, for the fuel. So yeah, this is a 1 hour race. I don't know how bad is Laguna Seca on tire wear. Temperature is 35 degrees, but I think, especially the Ferraris, which are pretty good on their tires, there could be possibility of doing like not changing the tires, and since the race is quite short, it matters. You won't lose as much time because it's shorter on the same tires.
Yeah, well, we will be checking that I guess the drivers who will be changing the tires, we will see the first pit stops in like 15 minutes, because yeah, we will be reaching the half of the race. Looks like Samikal had some problems in the last lap, and Laje Mubarak is closing the gap a little bit. Currently the gap is around 0.6 of a second.
It's actually a really satisfying corner to watch in the stream because of how the cars are aiming for the apex, going the second to last corner. It's a nice view.
We can see that in the last corner Samikal touched the sand a bit on the exit, which definitely didn't help him, and looks like he's maybe a little bit struggling for the grip. Looked like very unstable way how to get through the first corner.
Could be a problem with like maybe his tires are too hot because the temperature is quite high, or maybe he was expecting more, so he has a low temperature. Who knows? Or maybe he did a few slides and now his tires are
baked.
But
yeah, we have a fight
baked,
here.
Like just trying for grip, and it looks like was made a mistake in the same corner as Philip Breakout did earlier, and that's actually one of like 2 corners, but it's very easy to get a track limit here. This and the last corner.
It was exactly the same situation, and Brecha is back on P4.
Yeah,
he's losing 3 seconds to Vesely, who is currently running pretty much alone on P3 because Tlustovic is more than 6 seconds ahead. Actually, it's 7 already. So we'll see how long will Vesely stay alone. But his last lap was basically the same as Brecha's. And it was Brecha's fastest lap, and Vesely could go, or actually went even a bit faster. So I guess Brecha won't be that easy for Brecha to actually catch Vesely on the P3 now. But let's go back here. Because Ondra Capra, after the mistake, when he lost position to Brecha, will have to defend. Because Lomianski and Stumia are closing the gap. We have 3 Ferraris, again, close to each other.
Yeah, like we have 7 Ferraris on the track, so...
Yeah. It's very easy to actually find a Ferrari on the track.
3 of them, yeah.
But I like how in many races actually all the Ferraris were together in the quali. You know, like 5 Ferraris in a row, for example. Same was today, actually. Yeah.
And actually, I don't know what's worse, if it's worse to fight the same car you have or fighting different car you have, because when you're fighting different car, you can like manage like assume which are his weaknesses, which are your strong parts of the track, and try to attack there. But if the cars are equal, that's like you don't have an advantage. Basically.
It's always better to fight a different car because then you can make excuses that the other car is better. And Stubnia is going for it.
Exactly.
Oh, there's touch. There's a contact between Stubnia and Lomianski. I think Misho saw a gap which wasn't really there. Let's see how it looks from the replay. Oh yeah, well the gap was there definitely.
Was there? But
he steered a bit into him.
The room was there too, but it was like not much, but there was some space left on the inside curb.
Yeah, well, that's something what the stewards will have to look into, assuming there will be some protest filed for this. And watch out, Capra in the troubles again, and again the same corner, and Lorenz. Oh, that's a big hit for Lorenz. There's the exit of the corkscrew. Actually, the next the inside curb? No. The outside. Oh, no, there's the bump on the outside curb. I completely forgot about it. I crashed like this several times as well, and Lorenz is going straight to the pits to
it was a big hit
on
the front. It was a big hit on the front.
Yeah, we will see whether he will retire or repair, but it definitely was a big hit. Do we see the damage? Looks like the steering was not broken, though. Well, we will see about that. That will be the mandatory pit stop for Lorenz, obviously. So then we will see a sprint from him.
Yeah. now we will see Martin Lawrence driving on the edge.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna spice up the race a bit.
Yeah, he just put down his phone and he will start focusing on the race now.
Yeah, exactly. No more. What was he buying then? When he was going through the through Eau Rouge and answering his phone, I think he was buying some vegetable or something like that, right?
Yeah, ginger. I think.
Ginger.
Yeah,
But let's go
ginger
here because Samikal is actually holding up, let's say, Baburak and Baresh. So fight for P9, 10, and 11. We see that. Oh, Baburak from the outside to the corkscrew. That's not gonna end well. And Baburak will. Oh, there's gonna be contact.
The rejoin through the bumps there. It's quite hard and dangerous even for yourself.
And instead of attacking Samikal, Baburak actually lost a position and is currently P11. And Martin Lawrence is out of the pits.
Yeah.
Currently running last, 22 seconds behind.
Not exactly.
He's about to be locked.
Yeah. Not exactly the place where we are used to see Martin Lawrence.
Yep, that's actually he is not shown blue flags because the gap is 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, he has to like heat up his tires quite fast and but I don't know if you see the micro slide in the exit of the left-hand corner on the start of the uphill. He was almost catching the sand there again with his rear tire. So
yeah, well, still what 38 minutes to go. So, but he's pushing very hard.
Yeah, he's catching sands and going wide.
No time to lose. No time to lose. He knows that he doesn't want to be shown blue flags. So we will see. And Lomianski's in the pits. So Misha Stubnia moved to P5. You're right, Svenchek. Currently P8 will soon be P7 since Lomianski's in the pits. He actually is not fighting with anyone because he has 4 seconds advantage to Samikal and he's losing 7.5 seconds to Edo Kopše. But who is not
a lonesome rider.
Yeah, but who is not losing that much is Stubnia, who is currently 6 tenths behind Kapere. And this race seems to be going very good for Stubnia. At least from the last few laps, he seems to have the space. He seems to have the consistency. And
yeah, and also he's picking up the places of the cars that made mistakes and crashed.
That's
like
also
one
helpful.
Right now. So
let's see. Let's see Lawrence.
But he seems to be faster than Andre Kapper. Like last lap was 0.5 second faster than Kapper. It's 1.1 second.
22.8 from Lawrence and 22.7 from Tlustovic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's. I think right now the tires usually took 2 to 3-4 laps to get up the temperature and start operating.
So let's go to P9. Matej Baresh and his Ferrari is about to attack Samikal and his Audi. It is fight for P8.
The exit of the Audi from the last corner, the acceleration.
Okay, bye.
Up the ground, there's no chance in hell that he can keep up with him.
Yeah, access
the
denied.
Uphill straight, but let's see the uphill part on the uphill section of the track. The left-hand side, the left-hand corner, there's quite a lot of downforce. Okay, was hit.
So Lomianski is currently P15 after the pits and is 10 seconds ahead Lawrence.
Yeah, and Martin Lawrence pulled a 2-second gap between him and Tomáš Tlustovic now.
So this is the lap. That's the lap when we're gonna see a fast lap from Lawrence. Whoop, very
I was
adventure type of
ball.
going through
Yeah, it was
corkscrew.
ball. I don't know which one was more adventurous, but
Yeah,
I
both
guess
of them the same, I would say.
all this jumping on the curb there was.
Yeah, but also the exit from the corner when actually Lorenz crashed. Samikal really was not afraid, and you could have seen how the car actually. Oh, and that's Batek. That's Ondra Batek in troubles. Let's see what happened.
It seems like the
Looks like a
usual
driver
stuff.
error.
The uphand left-hander.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's very easy to go wide there and overcorrected a bit, but luckily for him, he stayed away from the barriers.
He was overtaken by Lomianski and Lorenz, and now he's letting. I think that's Vesely. Yes, that was Vesely because Brecha is already there, so he's currently being lapped by the drivers.
Yeah.
And he is in troubles as well again.
Ooh.
Yep. Well, not the best lap for Batek. Okay,
I never noticed a ditch there on the left-hand side of the track.
Yeah, very bad lap for him, and he's going to the pits. Yeah.
Yeah, Martin Lorenz just did like last previous lap or something. It was the fastest lap of the race. Now it's 22-1.
So
he's pushing quite hard.
He is catching Lomianski and everyone. Oh, why you come here? Because Stubnia just overtook Kapper.
Andre Kapper. From the outside to the or outside or the over and under. Seems more like over and under.
Oh, yeah, that was very nicely executed.
Very nicely done.
It reminds me his overtake and Brands Hatch in the first corner actually, when Stubnia did very similar overtake. I forgot who. I forgot with whom he was fighting, but again showing his experience in sim racing after well, I would say several years of playing the games. So really nice moves lately from Stubnia. And Stepan Urbanec is about to fight with Ladislav Baborák.
But you have to wait. Where multiple drivers did mistakes, but they seem to be fine for now. Corkscrew, I think it's quite tricky to going over the right, the AstroTurf there, the green stuff, because it's really bumpy there. We've seen a few cars like start jumping and losing control, and he's really close now. Yeah, and he's trying it in the last corner, and yeah,
the bump actually helped him.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but it was just a slight nudge, but I think it's not much damage.
And Chachal in troubles, and it's in Corkscrew.
Corkscrew, yeah.
He was overtaken by Lomianski, and right after that he lost it in the Corkscrew. But it looks like a driver, yeah.
Yeah. He was way too inside in the first left-hander, and it jumped. And
that was another free position for Lorenz.
And as we all know, the Ferraris don't like jumping here.
Nope. Well, not only here, right? Like in general.
Yeah, Samikal is drifting right now.
Yeah, but he still manages to keep the car on the track, surprisingly, even though. Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
No. Yeah, but nicely saved. He kept it on the track, and he just lost a few seconds and not the race. You don't want to hit that curb. I think on the Bentley could do that. I'm not sure anymore. Bentley and Nissan, I think, were capable of cutting some of those red sausage curbs here.
Baborák is in the pits.
Don't want to do that.
Yeah, well, with most of the cars, you don't want to do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Brecha managed to close the gap. It's only 1.5 seconds now.
Yeah, he's pushing as well.
Looks like Vesely had some bad laps, because like the best lap for each driver is actually basically the same, only 2 hundredths of a second difference. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. And also which strategy the drivers will have. And for Brecha it is clear, because he's pitting right now, 20 minutes and 30 seconds left from the race, so I guess quick tire change, refuel, and off you go.
He's just in mood for burning some more rubber, which is why burn 1 set when you can burn 2.
Yeah, tactics.
Yes.
Actually looks like that Lorenz either didn't have that much damage or didn't change tires, because he had 50 seconds stationary time. So yeah, either only 20 seconds of damage, well, only, or 50 seconds of damage and old tires.
Well, that's
also an option, but
yes, that is also an option.
Well, then he would be extremely fast on old tires, because last lap 22.
He's like 1 minute and 20 seconds behind the leader now. 22 seconds behind the leader. So he has quite a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah. And Tomáš Testovič is going to the pits as well. So similar strategy as Brecha, who is currently P8, sorry. And we can see that Svenček, Bareš and Čačala all also in the pits, Vesely as well. So basically many drivers are choosing this, I would say, very
yeah, it's possible that in the
careful
35
strategy.
degrees, 35 degrees Celsius at the track and 28 degrees air. And
might be too much, huh?
Laguna could be. I can't remember the tire wear here, but there are certain corners that could be like ripping to the tires. So the like changing tires looks like the best strategy here.
And Lorenz in troubles again.
And Lorenz in troubles again, and this time he managed to.
But I guess that's the end.
I think he's parking it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's like bottoming out, going wide and spinning.
Very nice spin though. Like I would rate it 10 out of 10. But yeah, that's the end for Lorenz today. So a second DNF today, and well,
as one of our friends would say, park it.
It's over, Menk, park it.
It's over, Menk, park it.
But this will cost him the P4 in the championship, assuming that Ondra Kapr finishes the race. Then yeah, he will be P5. Well, since we were talking about Ondra Kapr, let's go there, because he is catching Mišo Štubňa. Catching back Mišo Štubňa, to be more precise. Last lap he was 1/10 faster than Štubňa. So maybe there will be another fight. Interesting to see that Štubňa, Kapr and Kopše are the only ones who were not in the pits yet. And since we already are like 5 minutes past the half of the race,
that seems like splash and dash.
I would say that they are going for the splash and dash, yeah.
Or maybe like it's only 60 minutes. You can do that in one fuel tank. You don't have to refuel. Basically.
Yeah, well, you can risk it, right? You can risk it same what it was Valik in the previous season.
You can just put
race.
a fuel. Yeah, you can just put the fuel tank of gas here, and you will. And especially the Ferraris with the lowest consumption in the game.
I mean, you have the mandatory pit stop here. You mandate the mandatory pit stop, but you can. What you can do? Kopše is going to the pits. so he's not doing splash and dash. But what you can do basically is that you're set that you don't want to add any more fuel, you don't want to change the tires, you'll stop at your mechanics, they will lift you up, put you back down, and then off you go. However, sometimes it doesn't work.
We have stop and go 30 for Luboš Novoselic. I guess it's for
speeding in a pit lane.
Speeding in a pit lane,
I would say, yeah, because he is 20 seconds past his pit stop, so yes, that would be speeding in the pit lane. And Kapper actually managed to close the gap massively because he is basically pushing Stubnya up the hill. Yeah, he was very careful not to go fully in the inside in the left-hander. We've seen actually at least 3 drivers crashing there. So we have actually 3 developing fights. One is for provisional first position between Stubnya and Kapper. Another one is for P9 between Kale and Urbanec. Oh wait, Stubnya is going to the pits.
Oh, okay.
But wait,
there was something
there was
going
a
on.
moment.
Definitely.
Stubnya had he had a big one. Managed to save it.
Not the biggest one we've seen today.
Yeah, that's true, but still bigger than he hoped for, I would say.
What do you think about the entry speed of Misha Stubnya into the pits? I think he was.
I don't want to know.
Behind I think we will find out.
Yeah, and looks like it's gonna be full stop. Yeah, because he's already stationary for more than 20 seconds, so it's full stop for Stubnya. Interesting, such a late pit stop. And full one. Well, we'll see. So Kapper is, or rather say, has taken the lead. Has 20 seconds gap to Brecha, who is back to second place. Yeah. Interesting.
Misha Stubnya stop and go 30.
Oi.
That's a shame.
Well, the race was going so well for him.
It looked like he was still slowing down behind like after the entry line. So
yeah.
It's like it seemed like he was going
so
fast.
He's fighting with Edo Kopsha now, but the fight is basically meaningless because stop and go 30 will move Stubnya to. I'm afraid to be last actually.
No, I think it seems Baborak is like 1 lap behind.
Oh yeah, because Baborak had stop and go 30 as well, so.
Yeah. It's true.
We'll see. Well, definitely bad news for Misha Stubnya.
Definitely, yes.
He has 3 laps to serve this penalty, so we will see. Baborak in troubles. That's third corner. Hitting the wall there a bit. Looks like actually his mistake. Yeah, the exit.
Stand on the outside and just a nice case of Pegasus trails.
Yeah, not a big hit though.
So one car goes off and the second behind is just following him.
Following his trails.
To the hell and back. Yeah, to the hell and back.
Who is following someone's trails is Stepan Urbanec, who is currently running P10, 0.3 of a second behind Sami Kal. So we have a Volkswagen group fight.
Well, it's like most of the game.
Yeah, that's true. Well, not today.
Not today, but...
today you only have 3 Volkswagen group cars there. So that's not bad.
I see, yeah. 3. That's true.
So, you know.
The Fiat and the Volkswagen cars.
Yeah. Fun fact, the Lambo actually shares the platform with the R8, so basically the same car.
Yeah, they are basically the same car with the same engine. I think, if I'm not wrong, the Lambo is a bit wider, and the
yeah, the width,
wheelbase.
The width didn't help Urbanec now because he was a little bit too wide.
Yeah,
and Neveseli is actually going very slowly through corkscrew. Looks like there was an incident. Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's gonna be another penalty going into direction of Ondra Batek, I'm afraid. Let's go back to the fight. Because Stepan is still on the rear bumper of Samikal. Misha Stubnya is after the penalty on P12. And losing, what, 20 seconds to the car ahead of him.
Yeah, but Baburak had a moment like a lap ago where he was hitting the wall, so that's unlikely. Oh, we see him move. Samikal was a bit wider in the first corner than he would like to, and Stepan Urbanets tried to get advantage from it. But Samikal managed to hold him off, fend him off.
Juraj Sońček, currently running P7, completely alone there.
Yeah, still on his lonesomeness, lonesome driver, on his lonesome ride home.
Yeah, but same goes actually now for Kopše, Lomianski and Vesely, because they all just have a huge gap ahead and behind them.
Yeah, there's only 15 cars on the track, so it's like most of them will be lonesome.
Yeah. Not really much going on right now on the track, except obviously Kalin Urbanets fight for P8.
And a car spinning for no reason from time to time.
But two interesting things. Tomáš Tlustovič 7/10 faster in the previous lap compared to Brecha, and closing the gap actually quite a lot because it's less than a second now. And second interesting thing is that Kapper still on P1, still without a pit stop, and still more than 25 seconds of...
Yeah, and his car is quite bumped, banked up a bit.
Yeah.
Like you can see
it's like a bit, yeah.
It's not a brand new Ferrari exactly.
In the last lap he was significantly slower.
I don't know how long the drive-through is here, but I don't think it's... Yeah, but that's the part behind when you exit the pits actually.
Yeah, that one is long. But if Brecha and Tlustovič are gonna fight for position, which looks like they will,
which they are going to.
So
it's inevitable at this point.
So yeah, that will actually really help Kapper on playing to his car. So well, let's see how the situation unreveals in the last 70 minutes of the race and of this season of Harakiri GT3 Series, because this is the last race.
And we can see that Tomáš Tlustovič is trying to get under Brecha's skin here and trying to make him nervous and probably force a mistake.
I mean, it is the fight of the winner of the season of the championship and the P2 guy in the championship. So they have some bills to.
I just noticed what
the bills to settle.
Yeah, score to settle. I think.
Score to settle. Yeah, that's the phrase. Yes, in English.
I just noticed the writing on Brecha's car, the Grazie Lello, which is like a shootout.
But Brecha was
it was wide,
very wide in the second part of the first corner, and there was a bump.
But they seems to be fine and sliding. Well, it's elbows out.
I mean, they have literally nothing to lose, right?
It's like apart from this race.
Yeah, but the championship is decided, and as I said, Kapper actually already increased the gap by 2 seconds. So
yeah, because they were fighting quite hard, and they don't seem to be stopping anywhere anytime soon. So, but I wanted to say that the Grazie Lello is I can't remember the proper word for it, but it's like a point out.
I would say shout out.
Shout out, I think is the proper word, to Philip Brecha's idol and his favorite racing driver, which is Rafael Marciello,
Yeah, he did his last race for Mercedes ENG team.
Yeah.
And who knows where he's gonna race next year, huh?
Yeah, because the Acodis team he used to race for seems not be working with Mercedes for the future seasons. They will race with Lexus on WEC next year.
Let's see what happened here, because Stepan Urbanec managed to pass Samikal. Whoa, that was very close.
That was very close. I'm very lucky for Stepan Urbanec.
Extremely close.
Yeah, it was. Some poo probably came out. But we will see where Rafael Martial will end up, because he's one of the fastest drivers on the GT3s.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
see, there are many theories.
Yeah, my guess is that he will go to some other Mercedes team, but I think he's no longer even a Mercedes driver now. He was like a Mercedes factory driver.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's anymore. So, but maybe he will go to some other team with me. Oh, we'll see. Ooh,
Bump.
Yeah, there's a contact. That will probably be looked at.
Yep. It looks like
fun to pass, basically.
Yeah, I guess Brecha will not be very happy with this incident.
Neither the stewards will. That's why we would like to say hello to Jersey. And I think Brutus. Maybe.
Brutus, yeah. And me, actually.
And you,
Harold, insert Harold hide the pain meme.
Yeah.
And Bavarak again in troubles in the same corner.
And it looks like Philip is stopping his car, and so he had enough.
I think he was just letting Misha go.
Yeah, it looked like.
Because Misha is slapped down after the stop and go 30.
True, and he has no point in fighting it. Probably he will just.
And I think they are together in the voice chat.
Let me check.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are. So they most likely was just like.
And Bacek in big. That was a big hit. Big hit at the exit of the penultimate corner.
I said there's not much going on apart from occasional cars going off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very wide at the exit and bam.
It's tricky here because there's like no runoff area. It's just sand.
Yeah. And the sand will send you.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
So Kapper is still leading the race, but still has to stop for a pit stop. 26 seconds of a gap last lap, 23.6. So he is significantly slower on the old tires than Tlustovic. Basically 1 second per lap slower.
Yeah, but I think he's driving on a fuel tank from the beginning, because he can do that on a Ferrari, and there's no reason to like fuel up like 10 seconds in the end. Why when you don't have to? So he is going.
I think he's really going for the strategy just for the lift the car up and go.
Most likely, or something like 1 liter to be sure. I think it's 3 seconds. I'm not sure. I think that's 3 seconds if you start refueling, and then there's some certain amount of time. And here he goes.
Well, like, the time in pits is 1 minute and 1 second was 1 minute 1 second for majority of the drivers. Only 41 seconds for Brecha, because Brecha didn't change the tires. He only stopped for 12 seconds. So yeah, 5 seconds stop.
Like 5 seconds pit stop. He was refueling just 1 liter or something like that. Tlustovic is here. I don't think it will, because Kapper is still going on the pit limiter, but he has a shorter corner. But yeah, that is. He's taking a shortcut basically, but still it won't be enough. He's too far away there, but he could make second place out of it.
Whoa!
Oh, I was.
He didn't.
Yeah.
I guess he didn't practice the pit exit, because he.
I guess that counts as cutting the pit lane.
Bomb.
on exit, like you know.
Yeah. That was interesting. Well, he is P2 with the damage and with Brecha behind him. Well, not directly behind him, but
I guess Misha had an heart attack right now.
yeah.
You know,
the wild card just appeared.
No.
And Misha actually has the speed and wants to go ahead of Kapper.
Like,
not sure that Kapper knows that Misha is one lap down.
Oh.
Well, he should know. I mean,
but actually, there was quite the dive bomb.
Yeah. And Misha is gonna overtake. Yeah.
How often do you see a dive bomb from like off the track?
Well, at Laguna Seca, anything is possible.
But one thing, he did hit apex.
That's true. Well,
from unusual approach angle, but he did.
Misha has 20 seconds gap to Baresh, and what, 9 minutes to go. That's gonna be challenging. Neveseli, on the other hand, has less than a second to Chachala ahead of him, and that will be fight for position for P13 to be exact. And yeah, well, Neveseli should have an advantage. He is faster. He was like 2.5 seconds faster in the last lap. There we could see Svenček, who is catching up, but he is or he will be lapping Neveseli with Chachala. But this position is for position. But Chachala makes the mistake in the braking zone in turn 1, and Neveseli actually just got to P13 without any problem and any fight or whatsoever. So
all he had to do to get
just keep it on the track.
Break in time.
Yeah.
It's tricky to break in the first corner. It's downhill. It's not easy to break there.
Well, we've seen many mistakes there, so.
Yeah, but overall today is like a lot of individual mistakes, like, without even like fighting anyone.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Like we've seen Martin Lorenz crashed twice. We've seen Philip Brecha losing control. Then
multiple drivers like went off because it's really easy to do a mistake here and just going off the track because it's like quicksanding, grabs you and won't let you go back.
And well, we will see whether. Oh, watch out! Looks like Svenček had a moment there. Looks like it was a rather big moment because he just lost like 3 seconds to which he had for Urbanets, and suddenly we have a fight for P7. Svenček
he was a bit wide and outbrake himself
and then closed the door.
But it seems that he will manage to keep it. But Urbanets is closing the gap in the corners.
They both changed tires.
Yeah,
approximately 20-21 minutes ago. So the difference in tires and fuel should be basically non-existent.
But Yura is struggling for grip.
Yeah, but that's what we've seen at the beginning of the race, right? If we take a look at Brecha or even Kopče, they both seem to have more control of the car than Svenček.
If they like overcooked their front tires and like lost balance,
could be a setup issue, could be a skill issue.
Tire issue basically. If you're steering too much and wear your fronts down too much, you won't have a grip anymore. It's not that hard here.
Less than 6 minutes to go. Now there is a back marker, that's Kuba Chachala, who is ahead of Svenček and Urbanets. Hopefully he will not interfere in this fight.
Doesn't seem how he will. He done a great job of letting them pass without losing himself much time. Well done.
Well done.
It's like a shootout to him.
So let's take a look how it looks from Stepan's point of view. Trying to catch Svenček. 5 minutes and 3 seconds to go. So basically what? 4 laps, not 3 laps to go.
Yeah, 3 to 4. Yeah, probably 3.
Urbanets is catching, but is it enough actually? But what might be enough is here, because we have Brecha fighting with Kapper, and for a minute there was a gap of 0.0, so
yeah,
the cars are overlapping, but we could have seen that Brecha actually had a moment there at the exit.
Ooh, yeah, he
was avoiding.
He was avoiding trying making contact.
And almost lost it.
Almost lost it.
So yeah, let's go back to Svenček and Urbanets.
It's a bit of gap now, going for the first turn.
And also Matej Bareš is closing the gap. Yeah, but you are right, both of them are a little bit struggling for the grip.
Nice line from both of them.
I think Stepan has a problem with the visibility.
Ooh.
Oh, that was very nice.
It was ooh.
Yeah, and this actually might cause a lot of trouble for Stepan, because suddenly the gap is almost a second and he doesn't have much time. Well, let's go to the fight for P2, because Ondra Kapper still has Filip Brecha right on his tail. But yeah, Brecha isn't really in the striking distance, is he? It's like 4 tenths, basically half a second now.
Here.
So, and they both have old tires, so actually the fight is equal in terms of let's say car readiness. But Kapper seems to be pulling away a bit. At least 2 tenths, 3 tenths in the corner in the lap.
Filip Brecha did change his tires.
I see
Kapper didn't.
I see that Brecha's pit stop was 12 seconds stationary time.
Okay, so he didn't. Okay. So that's settled.
Yep. All the others, actually no, that was the stop and go. Okay, that's why it was perfect pit stop for Stubnia. Yeah, but Kapper was faster in the last lap by 3 tenths, so he managed to.
Yeah, because Filip did a mistake there. He got a slide.
Stepan managed to get closer.
Right back on Juraj's bumper, and so Juraj will have to defend up from the very end.
The question is, where is Tomáš Tlustovič? Corkscrew.
Corkscrew, so it'll be one last lap.
Yeah.
He
will enter the final lap now.
Yes.
Okay.
So last lap incoming.
Yeah, and something what I was expecting, Michal Vesely is catching Kapper and Brecha, and Stepan Urbanets actually went for the move, and the fight is still going on. Svenček has the advantage of the inside to the next corner and the next corner as well, but he managed to get back ahead of Urbanets. Let's take a look to the whole situation again.
I look like switcher into the first sequence of the corners again. No. Yes. Juraj was too wide again. Stepan Urbanets tried to capitalize on it. And
he saw the gap and went for it.
Yeah, but he couldn't hold it. He was, I think, he was too careful on the brakes there. Braked quite early for the second, for the right-hander.
But let's now come back and let's replay the 15 seconds, because there was a fight between Kapper and Brecha. Very elbows out fight, and Brecha almost lost it and took Vesely with him, but managed to save the day. But the fight is still going on. Yeah, actually, Kapper needs the second place. That might help him to... Yeah, well, he's not gonna jump Lomianski, I guess. But Paresh and Karl in problems in the last corner. What happened there? Well, that doesn't really matter anymore because Tomáš Tostovič is about to cross the line as the winner of the last race of Harakiri GT3 Series. Tomáš Tostovič wins at Laguna Seca. Who is going to be second? Looks like Ondra Kapper.
Yeah, it looks like Ondra Kapper.
Yep. Ondra Kapper is finishing second, Filip Brecha third, Michal Vesely fourth, Jan Lomianski is going to finish on P5. Strong result in the last race for Edo Kopše, who is going to finish on P6. Who is going to be P7? That's going to be interesting because Svenček and, Urbanec are still fighting in corkscrew. And Urbanec around the outside is actually overtaking Svenček, but then...
was jumping.
Yeah, but still has the inside line. Oh, that's amazing fighting in the last corners of the last lap of the last race of the season, and twice from the outside, and Urbanec is actually going to hold on P7.
Will make it. But wait,
no, sprint to the finish! Oh my god, what a drama in the last corners! But, wow, Urbanec made it, P7 for Štěpán, P8 for Jura in the end. Then we had Samikal, Matěj Bareš, Míšo Štubňa, Láďa Baborák, Láďa Neveselý, Kuba Čačala, and on P13 was Ondra Batěk. What a finish!
It was some epic racing in the end.
That was great.
Really
what
good.
A finish by
great stuff to watch.
By Štěpán Urbanec and Juraj Svenček. Maybe the replay will allow us. No, sadly not. Only the last 30 seconds. Well, amazing fight. Really a pleasure to look at.
Really good one.
Well, that was... I'm speechless. Great to see so much fighting in the very last lap of the season. I guess we couldn't have had better ending to actually invite people for potential next season next year. I would say that racing like this is something what we are game for, what we want to see. Before we end today's stream, I would like to thank all the drivers for racing with us. It was, I would say, by far the best season we had for the GT3 series. The gap was very close between the drivers. The level of driving was very high, and just if you remember the first race at Suzuka, like the top 30 cars actually managed to set the lap below 2 minutes in the qualification.
Yeah.
So it was really impressive. Thank you to the stewards, obviously, and thank you to you, Honza, for broadcasting the race with me, and to Jens, who is actually right now broadcasting the Czech version of the stream of today's race.
Yeah, that was, once again, thanks for the invitation. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. And well, what to say at the end? Well, hopefully you will stay with us for more races. That goes for the drivers as well, for the viewers of today's stream. We'll be thrilled if you subscribe to our videos, to our YouTube channel. And last but not least, let me invite you for the Interkermital Harakiri, which is happening this weekend. So the 25th and 26th of November, we have the 24 hours of Paul Ricard. Basically, that's the event with which we will close this year of sim racing. It was a big one, I would say. We've managed to gain or to grow from 500 members to 1,300 something in the last 10 months. So big thank you to all the drivers, not only the ones from the GT3 series, but all the ones who joined for our endurance races and all the other series.
What award? Intercar Metal Harakiri.
Yeah, well then, I think that's it from our side for today. So thank you all for watching. Join us at least for the stream on the Saturday and Sunday. We'll be streaming the whole 24-hour race. So the whole 24 hours we will be online. And I hope you enjoyed the stream today. And yeah, it was our first stream in English, so sometimes we were looking for some words, but hopefully you enjoyed it as well. Well then, I would like to wish you all a very good evening and enjoy the rest of today.
Yep. I was like, thank you for watching. Thank you for the invite and good night.
Good night.